Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Business Spotlight. I am here with Dida Clifton. She is the founder of the Office Squad. Dida, thank you for being with us and taking the time out of your day, to talk about your business and for us to learn more about the good things that you're doing with the Office Squad here in the community. The Business Spotlight is great for many reasons. Number one, Dida, it helps you be introduced to the people in my network and also our community here in the Las Vegas Valley. And it also helps to share with the clients, what we do and highlighting businesses like yourself.
Hang on away.
Yeah. So I'm excited to learn more about yourself and your business and what makes you guys special here in the Las Vegas Valley. So Dida, tell us about yourself and your business.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity to be here and to speak with you. I love to talk about the Office Squad, of course. It's my passion. It's 21 years old, and I started as a part-time bookkeeper, virtual assistant from home, while my husband was active duty flying at Nellis Air Force Base. So he flew F-16s out there. I have a background in the military as well. I spent 6 years in the U.S. Air Force at Holloman Air Force Base, also in New Mexico. And I worked in a F-15 squadron. So my husband likes to say I told the pilots where to go and what to do. I kind of still do that with business owners. So the Office Squad was created to give support to the small business owner. And I based it on my experience in a fighter squadron to support the pilots to go accomplish their mission. We did everything on the ground, not technically maintenance. And, there's different sections that do lots of different things. But so the Office Squad answers the phones. We receive the mail. We do bookkeeping. That's a good 70% of what we do. Full charge remote bookkeeping. So AR, AP, all the way to end of month reconciliations and admin, all the administrative minutia in the middle that holds that all together. So that is your Office Squad. They do everything.
Nice. Well, thank you for your service, number one. I always like to thank our veterans and people who served in our military, protecting our freedom. So I truly appreciate that. Also, congratulations. 21 years is a long time in business.
Long time.
Yes. And not many people realize that the first 5 years are the hardest years in business. So, being as successful as you are in 21 years, that's a major accomplishment. And then I also understand you guys just relocated and got a bigger office. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, we have a second location, which might be what you're talking about.
Yes.
In 2020, we moved out of an executive suite that we'd been in for 10 years. And we moved into a bigger location, which is our franchise model. We have 5,700 square feet here in the northwest part of Vegas. And we have offices for rent and co-working and conference rooms that work well with your Office Squad. So you have everything in one place. And the franchise expansion is my goal now. So we opened a second corporate owned office in Henderson in August. So it has 5 offices for rent if you know anybody who needs one.
Yeah. Hey, that's what this spotlight is for, right? One of the viewers might watch this and say, hey,
there you
I
go.
need that, right? So part of the business spotlight is to make it an educational piece to inspire other people who are looking to get into entrepreneurship or thinking about getting into business. With that being said, what's the biggest learning curve that you've learned, Dida, since you started this journey?
The biggest thing is I could have done it a whole lot faster if I had listened to advice. So the entrepreneur spirit, the small business owner person normally doesn't like to listen to anyone else, right? We're going to do it our way. This is it. And so that's kind of the way I was. I was like, I know how to do bookkeeping. I can do this. But that doesn't help you know how to grow a business.
Yeah.
You do what you do very, very well. And yes, you can start a business doing it. but there's a whole lot of advice and help out there that you should probably listen to, whether it sounds good or not. And I'm still that way. People
Yeah.
are constantly giving me advice, and I listen more, and I consider more than I used to. I'm
Yeah.
coachable.
Yeah. I was always told that's the reason they gave us 2 ears and one mouth.
Yeah. So there you go.
So when you said, listening and taking to more advice, that's a lot of what we do here at Action Coach, right? We coach a lot of our clients because they have a really good idea. They're very good at what they do, but business has a lot of different aspects to it, right? Like with what you guys do and making a lot of successful business owners is taking care of the back office support. So could you tell us a little bit more in detail what that actually means? Because I know for a lot of people, they probably don't know.
Don't know what that means. All right. So my biggest hurdle is explaining to people that bookkeeping is not accounting.
Mm.
A lot of people think bookkeeping, accounting, taxes, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Oh, yeah.
direction. But I think the other way. Bookkeeping, admin, phones.
Yes.
Because the day-to-day operation of your business is, excuse the French, no shit, your bookkeeping. You're creating invoices, you're collecting money, you're balancing the books, you're looking at your cash flow. That's really not accounting.
Mm.
That's bookkeeping.
Yes.
That's the day-to-day stuff. So, and with the technology that we have now with QuickBooks Online and Xero and all of these things and syncing with the bank, I hear so often, oh, I've got it. I've got QuickBooks Online and it syncs, and I'm good. I don't need a bookkeeper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very enlightening to hear that, because you have to know what the numbers look like, right? Like you got to know your KPIs, you got to know your balance sheet, what your cash flow look like. And this is where what you guys do is give that business owner a lot of clarity in knowing, hey, this is the direction where you're going. And it's like almost like that heartbeat, right? If it spikes, why did it spike, right?
Right.
So having support with the office squad is definitely something that I know a lot of business owners need, especially when we're coaching clients. It's something that we're always looking to find ways to work with each other and push people to, hey, get to know Dida and her crew and her company. They're good people. What is lesson number one that you would give somebody getting into entrepreneurship?
Oh man, wish you'd have given me a heads up on that one. Lesson number one. You're never going to be able to do it totally by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So when I started, and then in the service-based business especially, it's all about you.
Yes.
I think my military experience kind of set the pace that I knew from day one that it could not be about me.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't name it. Well, actually, I did name it after me. It was Dida's Virtual Assistance and Bookkeeping to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to start to build that foundation from day one out of your head and onto paper. It'll change. It'll change. Processes will grow. But if you're doing it from the beginning, knowing that, okay, this can't be all about me later.
Right.
And we cross-train everybody here. When we get new clients, they're like, okay, well, who's my bookkeeper? Who's my one and only that I talk to? Who's my person? Well, you're going to have 4 of them. I'm going to have 4 people in my books? Yes. Because if one is sick or one is out or one quits or one gets fired, there's backup.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you're creating it for you, you're creating it as you, great. That's wonderful. But start early considering, how am I going to train another person to help me? When you get to that point, you'll be ready. You'll have it written down. You'll have it all done.
Yeah.
That's a huge piece, because people wait years and years.
Yeah, and I think that's very powerful, knowing that when they hire you guys, right, they know that it's not just one person, that there's a team, because you never know what could happen. And knowing that they have that full team support, you guys are always going to have that answer for them. So it doesn't keep them waiting, doesn't keep them guessing. So I think that's very valuable right there.
Was it worry, wait, and wonder? No, the 3 W's, none of those.
Not World Wide Web.
No. Never keep your client worried, waiting, and wondering.
That's
There we
right.
go.
That's right. So what is next for you and your company?
Oh, I think I mentioned that. Expansion through franchising.
Mm-hmm.
We did all the paperwork, all the legal stuff at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
And so we're focusing on how to market it. It's a very unusual brand and concept.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of remote bookkeeping franchises out there. That's not what we are.
Right.
We want to be a little hub in the neighborhood that grows small business. We want think WeWorks on like a boutique manner.
Yeah.
With an entire squad of help inside.
Right.
Yeah. So that's my goal. And the office squad's running and taking care of clients and growing, and I'm going to make more of them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations. I know it will. People want that feeling, right? They want that, like what you said, that little boutique feel. I know there's a lot of remote out there, but knowing that you have someone locally, in different markets can definitely help the business owner, because if they ever need to get a hold of you, they know where you're at. You have a physical location. And I think that's very important for a lot of business owners out there. I know, especially in like smaller communities where it's that home feel.
We're membership based. So it's called Squad, and you are in a flight. So we've got your back. We're your wingmen. We use all that weird lingo.
Yeah.
I was really excited when Top Gun 2 came out, so people know what the heck I'm talking about now. I think it even says "Talk to me, Goose" on my website someplace.
Yeah.
Where was I going with this? Oh, it's a small community, and networking, like you said, relationship building is a huge part of it. So if you have a little office squad in your city or in your neighborhood, then that's where you go look for advice. And we always tell our clients, come to us first. I'm a COO advisor. I can help you. All that stuff is included in your membership.
Yeah. So that's good. And membership is an interesting concept because it is the way that a lot of things are moving to. So just curious, how did you guys learn, like, hey, this is going to be our next way of engaging the market and testing and seeing how that's going for you guys?
How do we choose the membership part?
Yeah.
Bookkeeping and accounting is normally an hourly based thing. And when I started, I charged $15 an hour, and I would sell packages for like 10 hours. And then the client would just start throwing everything at me. And okay, I'd used up the 10 hours in 2 days, but they still had a whole month of stuff that they wanted me to do. So that ended up being extra hours on an invoice and surprising people. I call it the snowball effect.
Yeah.
I just want you to do this one thing, just answer my phone. Turns into, well, can you call this person? Can you follow up this person? Can you, it just grows and grows.
Right.
So I wanted the small business owner to have one price that they pay at the month. They know how much it's going to cost them, and they know the exact task that are going to get accomplished. So we don't work by the hour. We work by the task.
Yeah. And I think that's important because now they can plan and know exactly on a month-to-month basis what it's going to cost to. So I know that
it's annoying to them sometimes because they want us to do something else, and we'll go, okay, well, that's not on your task list. That's going to be a project. And that surprises them that it's going to be extra. But would you rather have that surprise before or in an invoice after that says, oh, we did these 10 extra things. Surprise, your CPA sends you $1,000 bill.
Yeah, I'm sure they don't like that surprise. I'm pretty sure they like the upfront, and that's what makes you guys honorable, right? Like, it's, hey, here are our tiers. This is what it looks like. This is what you should expect, and there is no gray area. It's black and white, so they should exactly expect that. what products and services do you offer for someone who is looking to get in touch with you guys?
I love startups.
Hmm.
I'm very passionate about startups, and our smallest membership is called the Flight Club,
I love
and
that.
it gives you access to the technology. So QuickBooks Desktop in the hosted world or QuickBooks Online, whichever you prefer,
Hmm.
comes free with your membership. Membership is $150 a month. And by the way, QuickBooks is going to cost you 70 by itself.
Hmm.
And that gives you access to the software, training on how to use it as a business owner. I will sit down with you remotely and explain how to use this product effectively. And then you can call and ask or email and text for advice anytime. That's what the Flight Club is. And then on the other end, we love clients that are big, ready to hand over everything. And you don't need to hire a receptionist and a bookkeeper and a VA and a CFO and a COO. You just hire one place and
Hmm.
it's all done together.
Mm.
So those are a little bit more expensive. We have our average client is $750 a month.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah.
think I talked to you yesterday about how long they stay.
Hmm. Hmm.
So we have a very high retention rate. We have clients that stay 10, 11, 12 years.
You're basically the heartbeat for them, right? Like they know exactly that things are going to get done, things are getting taken care of. That alleviates the business owner from being in the business, right? And doing the day to day and making sure things are getting done. So I think that's one of the key things that I think a lot of people will find valuable is this, the commonality of what we educate, re-educate business owners through business education is how do we get out of the day to day so we can oversee the business? And I think with the Office Squad, that's something that you guys definitely do. And that's where I feel the synergy is with us is that you are that heartbeat for them.
I think you have to be consistent.
Mm.
And I know in the Air Force world and probably in the Marine world, the same thing repetitively over and over and over until it's just life
Hmm.
makes it successful.
Yeah.
That's how
Uh,
those pilots can land in the middle of was it the Hudson River?
mm, right.
Yeah, because he just
You
knew
did.
how to do it.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah. Yeah.
came automatic.
Yeah. So I know we're getting towards the end of COVID, and we're basically starting to get back into the swing of things. On this journey from COVID, what have you personally learned about yourself?
I like people.
Hmm.
And that's coming from a person that usually is not very people-y. But to be you have to be diverse in your business. I think
Yeah.
you put all your eggs in one basket and then that basket gets COVID, you're not doing so well. You have to pivot, right?
Hmm.
We talked a little bit yesterday about learning how to pivot, make sure there's backup plan.
Yeah.
um and I like smiles. The mask, I'm really glad they're gone.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah. 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 And I appreciate you.
I worked
Now,
all through COVID. We were in here.
oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot of businesses that could not shut down, right? You guys were one of those essential, critical aspects of a lot of people's business. So it's glad that, to see you guys get through it and continue to do the good things you guys are doing in the community. Um, my next question, as we get towards the end of our conversation today, is what exclusive offers are you currently offering, and what's the best way for people to connect with you?
well, thank you for asking. We are doing a catch up special right now. So the
Mm.
end of the year, when people start slowing down, taking vacation,
Hmm.
it's a great time to hand off all the bookkeeping that's behind to the bookkeeper so we can get the whole year caught up so that your P&L and your balance sheet are ready for tax time. So it's 10% off of whatever that project looks like.
Hmm.
And sometimes if you've got more than 1 year, it could be thousands of dollars. So 10% is a big number.
Yeah.
Um, and then once it's cleaned up, we would really like to keep it that way every month, so you don't
Mm,
have the same problem.
yeah. And then for them to get a hold of you, how would somebody get a hold of you, Dita, or
Well,
or the company?
the good old fashioned phone number is 702-649-3495.
Hmm.
And we are at www.theofficesquad.com. So you got to put the in there, THE, Tango Hotel Echo,
Yep.
The Office Squad. And if you're just desperate, just send an email to help@theofficesquad.com. And I get that, and our managers get that, and we will call you right back.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate the time you took today. I know a lot of people will definitely find this a very good conversation because you did share a lot of knowledge and valuable information for sure. And is there anything else that you want to add that maybe we did not cover that you would like to let the viewers know?
Um, you know that thing I said about listening to people that have been there and done that before you, right?
Hmm.
Listening
Hmm.
to advice and being coachable. So I'm sitting here staring at you, an action coach in the background, and there are lots and lots of coaches. So make sure that you get with one that's awesome, kind of like you, Edward. And I didn't want a coach. I didn't think I needed a coach
Hmm.
for a really long time. And it's amazing what that person can do.
Hmm.
So now I've had the same coach for going on 4 years, and she has followed me through thick and thin and made it through COVID and all of that. So you can't talk to the employees, you can't usually talk to the spouse.
Hmm.
You have to be able to share what's going through your head with someone that can understand it and have you look at it a different way.
Right.
Does that help?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's really what this is all about, being able to help that person succeed and get out of their own head and look at things from another point of view.
Yeah, a lot of business owners, from what you're saying, if I'm hearing it right, is it's a lonely journey, and there's a very small circle of people who you can truly trust, right?
Trust, right?
And having that go-to advisor, that go-to coach, that they're going to help you through because that's what we do.
Yeah.
Is very, very valuable information. Well, thank you again, and I look forward to connecting with you again. And I will see you out there in the networking world. Thank you, Dida.
Yes, sir. See you later.
Mhm.